So that's 25 million, 20 of it going to students, 5 of it going to capacity building across all the community colleges. I say it's similar because we're in a laboratory in both of those situations. Slightly different scale of money, but we're trying to make sure we get this right. The hope would be, in both of those cases, if we're getting it right and we prove that we're getting it right in the 2019 timeframe, we can then extend that to more schools. David.
Governor, education focused, but not specific to this.
No problem. It would be one in a row if you asked an on-topic question, David. Yeah, do you mind?
Your education commissioner just rejected the last handful of charter school applications. What, beyond taking a pause, is the policy of your administration regarding charter?
Yeah, I don't want to speak for Lamont because he's not here, but to the very best of my knowledge, the Department of Education made a decision on a particular couple of charter applications. There was no philosophy associated with that. I've said this before in public. He does, and his team, some of whom are here today, they do an extraordinary job of the sort of stakeholder 360-degree engagement. And I think you will, I don't think it's a state secret that you're going to see that sort of process being unfolded soon on charter schools. So I wouldn't read anything into it in terms of philosophy. I would read it into an up and down decision on those particular applications. Please.
Governor, in a report today, we highlighted that Rutgers University doesn't investigate sexual misconduct allegations that date back 2 years. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that generally, and maybe even more specifically in the Me Too era. Is that fair law?
Is that what?
Is that fair? Or just your thoughts?
First of all, I haven't read the piece. So I'm responding to this hearing it for the first time. That doesn't sound like it's right. So in any era, but certainly in this era, I think you got to cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Whether you're a university, whether you're a church or some other organization, a company, whatever it might be, you got to take your responsibility is to take this stuff seriously and run everything to ground. Yeah, I'll tell you. Great question. I was really happy to see Amazon make that announcement, and really happy to see that, by the way, it wasn't that they're going to get to it down the road. They're doing it next month. I don't think in New Jersey that we can do it, quote unquote, next month for everybody, because there are too many small businesses and too many low margin businesses that can't take that sticker shock from today to tomorrow. It's $8.60, so the federal minimum, I think, is $7.25, and it's been there for 10 years. Ours goes up by an inflation rate very modestly. It's at $8.60 right now. I hope sooner than later. I want to get going on it. My pen is ready. There are some pieces of this that need to be worked through, but assuming that we can phase this in over a reasonable amount of time, I want to get to it ASAP. I do think the Amazon moving matters a lot. It also includes, by the way, I believe, unless I misread this, it includes all of their subsidiaries, including, importantly, Whole Foods, which is a low margin by nature. The food retailers are not high margin businesses. So I think this can be a game changer. When a company the size of Amazon, when they move, they typically make an impact. One or two more, please, Michael.
Governor, we're seeing some polls come out on the Senate race that show Senator Menendez and Bob Hughes sort of the race kind of narrowing, getting closer. And I'm wondering what you make of that. Do you have any concerns about whether Menendez can win? And do you think the party should have nominated somebody else when indicted on corruption charges?
No. I mean, I'm all in for Senator Bob Menendez, period, full stop, and I have been from the beginning. And he's gone through a process, and he's come out on his feet, and it's incumbent, in my humble opinion, to get him reelected. I've seen a lot of criticism of the poll, and I'm not a pollster, so I'll leave that to the hands of the folks who are experts. But I'm not surprised that this is close. It's all the more reason. I hope it lights a fire under anybody who's thinking about showing up to vote, thinking about getting others to show up to vote. This is one of these elections where every single vote will count. I never thought this was going to be easy from my perspective. And I think the choice is very clear. And I don't want to get too political because we're in a school setting, but I think the choice is absolute, flat out clear. Either a guy with us or a guy who's not with us. So I'm concerned only in the sense that I've always thought it was close, and this poll appears to corroborate that. There have been other folks who are criticizing the poll. I'm not smart enough to know, but we got to take every vote counts. Maybe one more, Matt, before you go. Anybody else? Last one, is that all right?
On that, in terms of Menendez being able to raise money, do you have any fundraisers planned for him? I know that you've done fundraisers for Democrats in other areas, but specifically in this race, given the fact that Bob Buchanan is
Yeah, so two things. One is we hosted his first fundraiser right after he officially announced. My wife and I hosted his first one, and it was a successful event. Secondly, we have raised a lot of money into the state party. And a lot of that money will go into the sort of infrastructure that you need in the election on November 6th. By the way, not just for Senator Menendez, but for up and down the ballot. And there are pockets, as there are in every state party, of federal accounts within that. So that's a particular area that has an even higher impact. But the answer is yes, we have been and will continue to. I think we're good. I just want to say this. I'm incredibly honored to be here. This is an exciting step. You know, it's a step. And I think if you looked at the plan that we unveiled on Monday, if you look at today, if you look at community college, making that more accessible, any of the other elements, it's a good lesson, particularly for your generation, that there are very few Marshall plans in life where one plan moves the needle and transforms a reality. In most cases, it's a series of discrete steps that add up together, and if you think of it as a symphony and everyone plays their own instrument, it adds up together and you get the result you want. And I think that's what we're dealing with in New Jersey, and computer science for all is a very important instrument in that endeavor. Thank you all very much. Great job, guys. Great job. Good afternoon. Thank you, folks. Can I get a picture of you all?